Tales from Beyond the Veil so far.
Hi.
Hi.
I don't have any more dispel magic, and that case is definitely magic.
Wonderful.
A ward against unworthy hands.
Would either of you say you have worthy hands?
Galvin. I'm sorry. That's just a tail that comes out and strikes almost right at your face. A aura of magic blocks it as it whiffs off, and you see acid kind of splurt onto the ground.
Play Peus!
Roll for initiative.
Yeah, just you might want to go over there and play with the puppy.
Okay!
So you go ahead and you chuck this spear right at this thing. It looks like it's gonna hit right bullseye, and it just tilts a 26 to hit.
Weirdly, Glory's immune to 26s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so,
Alright.
Distract it for a moment, I'll get us out.
And my arms sort of ignite in this, like, purple, orangish flame, and I kind of go over my head once, twice, and then I cast this whip of fire at the thing.
I start speaking in Infernal, and I say, back to the depths of hell with you, and I run it through the spear.
Oh, it's 19 to hit.
Is that a natural 20?
Oh, natural 20!
Another natural 20?
Oh my god, yes.
I'm gonna pump another Psychic Blades into that.
Okay.
14 doubled to 28 again, doubled to 56, 61 more.
In a single round.
Do you want me to describe her?
In fact, I take a limb with every strike, just straight through, breaking the land speed record for amputations. Well, I've got the big fancy off switch. I'm just gonna fucking
It opens.
Awesome.
It's fucking...
And I'm gonna just beam it with my brain. And I pick the thing up, and I go from just like grinning like a loon to, as it sort of starts to fall apart, looking very confused and not at all happy. Like it's
you walk towards the center of town where the fountain is, and you see a familiar head on a stick. With one of the cloaked figures pulls down a hood, and it is a high elf with slick back hair and one white eye that has like a scar, kind of like from up to the kind of temple all the way down to the middle of his chin, kind of just slashed. You are now under our jurisdiction. You will answer to us. You will ask questions to us. If anyone has an issue with that, come talk to me.
we should
Each and every one of those guard, the temple people, have a similar earring from those severed ears that you found.
Do either of you speak Celestial?
Yes.
Okay, you're basically going to hear the last rites being uttered by me and just pointing out the town.
No, we run now, we run quickly, we run fast, we run far away.
I believe that you're a traveling person. Maybe... What's this one's deal? Does it belong to you or you?
It's a consultant of mine.
Dad, this is your first time hearing of people really being owned.
So we get moving down the road. Now something
And awkward silence.
Awkward silence washed over us.
Welcome, friends, fiends, and eldritch beings to another episode of Tales from Beyond the Veil. My name is Ellie, and I will be your DM. These are my lovely players. If you can introduce yourselves.
Howdy, I'm Ollie, and I'm playing Glory.
Howdy. I'm Jason, I'm playing Galvin.
And I'm Kyle, I'm playing Barnabas.
Oh, you broke the habit.
Oh, howdy.
What a lovely crowd. You're traveling into the woods, and you are fuming. You're tired and not happy. A little bit shocked at what you heard about them being called an it, which does not sit well with you at all. You're fucking tired, man. You've been on the road for weeks. You found a blonde man, and then you almost died again. Is this what they meant?
Same stuff, different day. For him.
Same stuff, different day.
What is this shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Say it, pussy.
So, you all are in awkward silence. Tensions are high. You're on top of Horse. You guys are behind Horse on a separate cart being led by Horse. You don't know the horse's name is Horse, but you do. So, you whip the whip on the horse named Horse.
Are we out of sight of the town?
Yeah, you've been traveling for a little bit.
Right. Well, I'm gonna stop the cart.
Oh.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's been fun. But I think this is where our paths diverge.
Okay.
No hard feelings. I'm just gonna hang a Yui up here, and you're clearly going the opposite direction.
Am I?
Oh, I don't really know my direction.
Yeah, neither do I. So I'm just a drifter. Hey, you.
Pay them to get us to the next
Yeah.
town.
Just yeah.
Right. Okay. 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 I'm going to ask you once more to get off my cart. But if you are still here when I pass back by this way in 2 hours if we're being generous, and you're still here and you have money, I will take you to the next town. Is that amenable?
Sure. Where are you going for a round trip 2 hours?
I just have a loose end that needs tied up. Be very clear you're not. Be very happy you're not higher on my list of priorities, right?
Insight on that motherfucker. You're not deceiving.
No, but there's some subtext.
How long was the ride to get out of here?
It was about a 45-minute ride
Okay,
to.
I don't know. Oh shit! Oh, insight.
Was I rolling that as well?
If you want. 23.
I wasn't sure if I was asked or directed.
Correct.
The last statement was directed specifically at you, Barney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, be very happy you are not higher on my list of priorities.
My insight is +7, so that is going to be a 19.
You get that they're upset at you. You're not exactly sure why. You
Get that they're upset.
get that they're upset.
And I think I
That you
figured
figured out why. And you kind of understand a little bit of what their loose end is.
Quick question. When you use your knives, is it more of like a muscle-based thing or a speed type thing?
Speed, mostly finesse.
Enhance ability, dexterity, bonus act. You got advantage on all that shit for the next hour.
They are on a horse, and you are on a cart behind that horse.
No, I've gotten out of the cart.
We were asked to get out
okay.
of the car.
Yeah.
We got out
Are you
of the car.
understanding?
What
Are you
am I?
stand- are
An
you-
asshole?
No,
Did,
but
did you get off horse to get on the
No.
cart?
no,
No, I'm just gonna, horse into town.
Yeah, so I reach up and just pat your thigh and go get him, Tiger.
I'm gonna just tear the fuck off back towards that bitch.
How are the how's the forest looking? How's the canopy?
It's a nice day.
I think I'm just gonna.
Birds are chirping. Bunnies are hopping.
I'm like
Owls
on
are
the verge of
hooting.
some stuff here in my works, so I'm just gonna take a seat for a while more.
Sorry, can you say that one more time? I nudged my mic.
I'm just gonna pick a tree and work on I'm like on the verge of something here. I'd like to see if I can finish it out. I go sit beneath the tree and I am like very determined in my scribbles right now in my tone.
What you doing, Barney?
Well, there was plenty
Friendly
of
dinosaur.
there was plenty of notes that were in the priest's personal effects among what we grabbed with the stacks of paper.
Yeah, you did grab a few stacks of paper that seemed to be notes of some sort. Some had you look back at what you were looking through, and some of the sigils that were that you can't read, which is some writing, has partly been deciphered already
by the priest.
by the priest.
What alphabet does it use? The particular messages that he was trying to decipher.
It's such a hack job right now. It's not finished. You would have to study it a little bit to be able to kind of understand it. If you want to do that, or if you want to help them, that's up to you.
I think at the moment I really have a burning desire, really, after seeing what that Inquisition had done, and I would like to get to the bottom of that, and if it involved that crystal, and maybe even the site in the side on the mainland, I'm definitely going to start reading through these papers.
Okay. All right. So while you're doing that, I need you to make 3 different intelligence checks, and we're gonna transition over to you.
Just straight intelligence or investigation?
Intelligence checks is what they're gonna be.
Okay.
That you're trying to decipher even further, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm gonna transition over to you.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull up some stat sheets.
I would like to identify the other items.
Yeah. I have the list. Give me 1 second. I want to get their little encounter done. So, you head off. It's like 2 minutes before something's not right. You haven't been. It was a 45-minute. You know your way back.
Yeah.
You feel watched. And straight roll because you sensed them.
Just as soon as I sort of recognize that, I'm gonna pull horse up short and get off.
23 to hit.
Okay, that's good. You said 29 to hit?
23.
Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better, but it does hit.
10 points of piercing damage. Double that.
Okay.
20 points of piercing damage. As you now see someone drop from the trees. There is a cow on top of the lower half of the face. You recognize the eyes and the eyebrows, and they have a crossbow in hand and a short sword in the other. And seems to be the only one there right now. And in Infernal, they do say who you were and who you said you were, and they're gonna take another shot at you.
Sexy.
Barely hits. Barely hits. I mean, it's not that bad. That's only 4 points of damage.
Okay.
So, And the first one, as you're looking around, you stop horse, you get off, you get right nailed into the crevice of
What?
not crevice
Crease?
between the shoulder blade and your chest, right in the middle. As it hits you right there, it doesn't feel great, and then a drop in front of you, those words are spat at you, and another aim. This time it just gets you in the arm, slightly. Like, it's so fast, it goes right through, and it cuts you deep. Let's dance, is what she says in Infernal.
I don't much like dancing, and I'm going to again set my arms aflame. Cast the cloak aside, set my arms aflame, and just shoot that purple flame whip at her.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so you do so. Would you have to roll, or do I have to?
Dex save.
19 to save.
She does save, so she takes half damage, but I don't. She doesn't.
You guys hear in Infernal some shouting.
Are we entering initiative?
Fuck it, roll initiative. 20 plus.
Yeah, give me a moment. I'm rolling my advantage because of Sentinel Shield.
20.
What's your dex modifier?
19.
Plus 4.
Okay, good to know.
Paladins?
All right, so first up in initiative, we got Lori.
So I'm going to close the distance to her, materialize my blade, and draw my other 3. And I'm on fire, so it's gonna be fire damage. Not you know. I don't think it'll fucking do anything. I just think it's sexy. 25 to hit.
Unfortunately, she's immune to
Oh, gotcha.
25s
Yeah,
and
that
25s
makes
only.
sense.
Yeah, go ahead.
6 damage.
Oh. Lowest possible thing you could have rolled.
No.
All right.
That's gonna be 27 to hit.
That hits.
6 more damage.
And you 2 bonus action attacks, right?
Yeah.
Do not get bonuses.
I do not get bonuses, but that's fine. 17 to hit?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. I'm gonna pump a fucking psychic blade into this.
Psychic fire.
Psychic fire. It's the ability is
Brain
called.
burn!
You're gonna blow her mind.
Woo! So, no modifier, but that is still 11.
Just 11 points.
Just 11 points. Wild. And then final bitch. 22! So that's gonna be a 10.
No.
So the last one whiffs.
She actually, you slice, and for the last one, she kind of dodges it as she jumps back a little bit and curves her body.
Very nice.
And as she jumps back, she pulls out her other short sword and goes for 2 slices at you.
Cheap imitation, darling.
It's a natural 1. It's a natural 4. So she goes, but she's a little bit off balance, so she goes to slice at you, but she's just out of reach as she had jumped back a little bit. She didn't leave your
brain burns.
and her brain burns. She's got a wicked migraine.
You know what they say about mimicry and flattery, darling, but really, it's not a good look on you.
She is not much of a talker at the moment. She's trying to kill you.
That's fine.
Her brain burns.
I like the sound of my own voice.
And her brain burns.
And her brain burns.
Very much like the sound of my own voice.
Oh fuck! You need to make a saving throw.
Poison assassin. Oh, I figured out what the stat sheet is. That's
a natural 1!
Oh! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh
Oh no!
That's a lot of damage.
There's a lot of damage.
A lot of poison damage. An assassin shit ain't no joke.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no. Need more?
I need more.
How many?
How many?
4 more.
There.
Okie dokie.
I'm glad I have people like you, like friends like you, who will facilitate my doom.
Let me show you Lois more.
Uh-huh.
I saved your ass earlier.
Uh-huh.
I did.
Uh-huh.
26 points of poison.
Yeah, you're unconscious.
Yeah.
We only have like about 40 hit
Yeah,
points
I have
each.
like
No,
40
listen!
hit points. No,
Listen!
I have 50 hit points to my fucking name.
Listen. Yeah, it's
It's a
fine.
good thing our
So
turn
she
to
misses me, and I say that very witty thing, and it's very sexy, and I immediately.
Oh.
Oh no, we had a fucking short rest. Yeah, we had a long rest already. I was like, wait, but I've got temporary hit points, but I don't have temporary.
Yep.
You say that, immediately drop down as the poison starts to take effect.
But she didn't manage to hit me with her fucking sword, so eat shit, you bitch.
One time.
One time.
The one time that mattered.
Do you have the poison status effect as well?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just dying.
Well, she's a dumbass. So, she actually, walks closer and goes, cheap imitation. You hear a witty comment and then a onto the ground.
God, I
And
looked
you're not
so
sure who
cool
it
in the
is.
last episode. I looked so cool.
Now we see you for who you truly are.
Upon hearing,
Susceptible to poison.
I guess upon hearing this, I'm going to use the dash action.
Mhm.
I'm going to go a total of 70 feet, because I did gain 5 feet from the.
I say you get just in, like, line of sight of them.
Okay.
You're out of breath.
Yeah, that's my whole action. I
Let me
have,
see if she notices.
I have a bonus action, though.
She immediately looks at you, dead-eyed.
How far away is Lori's body from me?
30.
So I'm going to take my bonus action. I'm going to cast. Oh wait, is it a bonus action to do
You're thinking of
healing spirit?
Healing spirit. Oh yeah, to cast it is. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We're trying to
It's
cure
like
wounds.
okay, so yeah, no, I'm not done yet. So I am going to cast a second level spell and do healing spirit. It's going to be a dog that just right on top of you.
Thank you.
You're gonna get 3 hit points. So
Stunning.
you are going to be
That's
unconscious.
enough.
And that is going to be the end of my turn. That was my action,
It's
my
your
movement,
turn.
and bonus.
Yeah, I've got no movement on this.
Magic man.
I can move 30 feet.
So you see Barnabas dash out as they hear a thud. As you also hear a thud, and you're like, probably not them. And you see them dash, and you're like, okay.
I'm gonna bonus action Misty Step. So
Got it.
Catch up in like 10 feet behind.
All right, so yeah, you're about 10 feet behind Barnabas. You see Glory on the floor being dragged, and a dog on top of them. They're breathing.
Dragged Or next to.
They're in the midst of picking them up.
I mean, 22 passive, which I don't really try to abuse it. It's really high, and it's just like, a loud thud in the middle of the forest, and someone just left. Maybe.
Yeah, that's valid.
Is that?
I've got my whole action still.
Oh, you still have. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah,
you're in line of sight.
Yeah,
But you are 40 feet.
yeah. I've got my spells will all reach. It's just now that she's on top of you, I can't do what I wanted to do.
They were on top of each other to begin with.
I mean, unless it's she's here and you're here next. Like, what's the orientation? 'Cause if I'm doing a
She
straight
has
line thing.
the hair in her hand. They're next to her.
From my orientation, this is the lineup, right? Like, these are them two, and
Yeah.
we're next.
You're
to each other from my
standing
orientation.
behind. Barney's there. She's here. Glory is.
Great. I cast lightning bolt.
Okay.
Just make a dex save,
Okay.
Lightning bolt.
which I know she's good at, but at the same time, she still takes half damage. So it's only 5 feet wide. So
Where the fuck am I?
next to me. Well, you're slightly. I mean, you're slightly
17.
ahead of me. But yeah, she saves, but still takes half
Okay.
damage. 6, 7. That's
What
nice
is this
number.
person?
Wasting all my nat 20s, goddammit, on fucking bullshit rolls.
What does this assailant look like?
She looks similar to the person that let you guys go. But she has a cowl on. And a hood up.
Total after having 16 points of damage.
Okay.
Lightning damage.
16?
16 points of lightning damage.
Sexy.
And lightning ignites flammable objects in the air that aren't being worn or carried, which means that whole 100-foot line, 5 feet wide, is a little singed.
Hey, un poco.
And if there's a tree behind her,
Yeah.
or at the very well, some trees
It's
take
not
lightning and then just burn from the inside out. And it's
Yeah.
pretty, but you know,
it's not terrible.
it's a third.
She's not looking great. You can tell that Glory did not go down without a fight at least.
Yeah.
And is that your turn?
I've extended my movement, my bonus action, my action.
You're
Yep.
unconscious.
I'm not unconscious because I got 3
Healing Spirit.
hit points from Healing Spirit.
Petty cast.
Alright, so yeah, you open your eyes. She's
Okay.
definitely noticed that you've opened your eyes and that she's got you by the hair.
But
Her
also-
grip did tighten.
It does suddenly smell like ozone. Oh, I keep on forgetting. I gotta do my flavor stuff. Next time.
So my eyes open. She's holding me by my hair. Fuck her. I'm gonna go ahead and just cast a wee spell, if that's okay. It's a melee spell attack. That's,
A billion.
it's 27 to hit, please.
Immune.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Go ahead.
So I reach up and I grab her, and I mutter a few words and cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay.
And wounds similar to the wounds that my knives leave sort of trace up her arms. It's,
Sexy.
I'd call it sexy, but I understand that it might not be everyone's cup of tea.
Especially not,
Yeah, you want to do that again? Because that resonated in my ears. Woohoo!
Your arms. Yeah, it's just maybe it's such a subject.
33 points of damage.
Holy shit!
Also, do I get more healing spirit because I started my turn
Yes, you do.
with the dog?
Yes,
on
you
me?
do.
Well,
One
Add
hit
one.
point.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Picking a dog was probably the wrong thing. It needed to be like some weird, like massive spirit just swirl which was
so you grab on her wrist and mutter this incantation, and these wounds start opening up on her arms, crawling all the way up to her chest. It disappears up into her sleeve, and immediately she lets go and drops to the floor as a pool of this burgundy, darkish, almost black blood starts pooling around her. You hear bones cracking, things start. The body starts to like congeal a little bit into a smaller form until.
I'd like to use my movement to get the.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. But something seems off as things start popping out, but doesn't complete, and kind of it moves and writhes, and then it kind of goes limp. And this body that was once a person is now not a person. She still has like parts of like her old high elf self, but there are bone-ish wings popping out of her back. There is just bones popping out of places that wouldn't be normal, and it moves a little bit and then goes limp again.
That's so much ickier from this end.
Did you see that? I couldn't see that.
Initiative is over.
I
Is it?
saw it quite clearly.
Initiative is
Hey,
Yeah.
that go the way you expected it to?
Cool. Stand
Not
still
entirely.
For
I'm
8
gonna
rolls here.
healing.
Oh,
cure
the
wounds
spirit.
myself.
Standing
Spirit.
healing spirit.
I'm standing
The last
healing
one
I can
hit.
roll 8 more
5.
d6. 27.
Yeah, so as that whole deal sort of peters out, I'm going to approach the half corpse.
It's a corpse.
It's so much grosser from this end of things. I'm going to kick it.
You kick it. You hear some more bones crack. That's about it. You hear a as you kind of your foot collides with this lump of a body.
Oh, that's a straight up possession.
Yeah.
You've never seen this kind of possession before, though.
Well, it's
In a
definitely a
way.
demon, a devil in a body, yeah?
Can I make some, like, I don't know if it would be history or medicine or arcana,
I would say-
religion.
History.
History. I
Yep.
want to know why it didn't finish. Like, what stopped it?
15.
Oh, well, I didn't need it.
Natural
Oh.
20.
Perhaps.
You crouch down and you take one of your blades and you kind of just push it over and move the body a little bit, trying to ignore the cracking of bone and ripping of skin. And you look around and you see this earring, and you try to recall why this transformation of sorts just did not take. And you remember she died when she recently put on this jewelry. It fully hasn't really attached to her body.
So it fell
It
off.
fell off.
And then she died, and there wasn't enough residual
Energies.
bullshit.
Yes.
No.
No. You know that like something's wrong with, and there's a devil, which is interesting.
This might seem a bizarre question, but is there a way to make this thing talk without fully releasing the demon it entails? Or do I know do I know what sort of devil it was gonna be?
From the looks of the bony wings and
Yeah, that's what I was like, maybe it hasn't finished developing, but
no, it looks like it's a classic case of a bone devil.
yeah. So is there any way to make it talk without finishing the, like, could I?
I mean, when you push over the body to see if there's any way you can make it talk,
Yeah.
there is the face of the woman.
Yeah.
But it did kind of crack the jaw open a little bit, and there is another mouth that's kind of protruding out of her mouth.
Hate that.
What's this supposed to Now, I usually avoid doing something like this. I have had to clean pills in the past, so I'm just gonna I hate doing this. Take my short sword and I start carving.
Skinning?
Yeah, not skinning, because there's still an amount of cartilage and bone in the way for most of this. I don't want to deal with the muscle beneath it. I just want to carve right through to the bone and try to just start, chunking my way through the skull to start at the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a medicine check.
Hey, my intelligence. Oh, it's not. Oh, it's wisdom. No provision, bro. That's fine.
That's cocked as hell.
It's not to help. We kept going, what reason? 13.
Yeah, you do it. You make it through. It's not a pretty cut. You haven't really had to do it on like a humanoid before, but you know the basics of how to get that kind of underway. So it's not pretty, but you get the job done.
Great. And so I reveal another skull beneath the skull that I cut open, yeah?
Yeah, you
Of a
do.
bone devil.
It's actually interesting. The bone is actually that's been kind of ripped open is fused with the other bone that's kind of been protruding out.
You guys look. This your skull had a baby.
Can I walk up and also do a medicine check and check it out?
Did you like that?
I hated it.
That's an 8 plus 3. That's 11 something.
I made a wisdom check to see if I could like push past the grotesqueness of it. I did.
Would
Um,
because I mean I know how to finish bringing the bloody thing into the world. Is
Yeah, it's on the floor. By the way, you could just pop that sucker back on.
I totally could.
I mean, I've got an
But I don't want
explosives
to.
for you. And manacles.
Is
With your passive perception, you do notice a very shiny crystal on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scoop it up.
Okay, you notice them scooping it up.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, they picked something up off the ground.
What was that?
It's an earring. I'm gonna try and
It's
not
mine.
reattach it to the body. I want to hold it just close enough to try and coax a little bit of agonized half-life out of this thing so that we can hopefully talk to it a little bit.
Odd or even?
Even.
Yeah, so you bring it closer to this now just kind of like an open skull. Just close enough where it starts. It's fucking gross because now you can see the transformation. Before it was just skin ripping, and now it's congealing more closely together, and a full head starts to form, and then bodies starts to crack and crumble more, and it starts to move, and
I'm gonna try and
Breath.
find a sweet spot where I can hold it far enough away to stop the transformation,
you
but
start
not
moving,
far enough
and
away.
it starts to slow and slow and slow.
Oh, this must be torturous.
It
Doesn't look comfy.
doesn't look comfy. It's not a fun.
Is-
It goes faster and then slower and then faster then slower, and it's almost complete now that you're doing this.
I'm gonna finally stop the bloody thing.
Okay.
Can I
Yeah,
make
you hold it about like a
witnessing
foot
this,
away.
Can I infer, or do I still have to make an Arcana check?
Nah, you can infer that what they're fucking doing and what is doing this is that earring.
So is that like a smaller, condensed version of what we had just dealt with?
Vastly less powerful, but the principle is exactly the same.
And I suppose that it's really is made for one thing at a time. Huh?
Oh yes, yeah. No swarms, just
Strange conduit.
yeah.
And you do hear a.
Oh hi, how are you? Do you want some water? We could do water.
It doesn't look like the voice box is completely formed.
I'm gonna fucking just one more.
If it's a bone, it's a voice box.
It still has the
Still
voice
using
box part.
hers?
Yeah. It's a weird combination of a griddled voice as well as a woman's voice. And you just hear
Better? Nah. How are you? Did you make the trip over okay?
No.
Is it just as strong as if it were complete?
No. And it knows full well if it attacks me, I throw the thing and it dies. So.
I wanted to see if I could start like just shocking it.
What?
Well, if it's still using her muscles, I want to see just how much it will feel. You know.
We can play with that in a minute. So sorry to hear about that. I've got some water here. It's not even of the holy variety. I'll take the water skin off my own and drink from it.
Oh, I've got that too, though.
You do have that too, but I do need them coherent.
For now.
It spits a oily blood at you.
Ah, well, worth a shot. I was trying to be civil. It was never really my strong suit.
I think if I shock the leg, it'll feel all the way up.
Fucking try it, my guy.
Sure, I cast shocking grasp. I grab her
It
foot.
screams. It is a weird. It sounds like you were hurting two different people.
I didn't realize you would have been that connected to the nervous system still. I feel like it's inefficient. Especially if you're just a bone devil, you could have just been the skeleton. But he's in the whole nervous system? Folly.
Oh, it's about the conservation of Mars, darling. They have to make all those extra bones out of somewhere.
That doesn't make any biological sense. What are you fucking talking about? I do it again.
So,
You okay? Hey, Barnabas, you want a piece of this?
No.
you guys get everywhere.
Slightly.
I'm just a little curious. Which one are you working under here to annex this charmingly technicolor town we've recently vacated?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would actually. That's sort of why I'm doing this. I mean, if you don't want to be cooperative, I can
From hell, light torture doesn't really do much for me.
I'm just getting started. I mean, I haven't had a chance to flex these muscles in ages.
I mean, I'm just getting started. I've got a whole repertoire of things. I'm only using like one of many cantrips.
Ooh, a scary human bag.
Did you
I'm-
just call me a human?
He super did. Are you gonna stand for that shit?
No, I'm gonna sit and keep shocking the foot. And I shocking grasp the foot.
It screams once again. They're all the same to it.
Ostensibly. So this is how it's gonna play out, darling. You can either be cooperative with us, or I can leave you immobilized here in this shitty half-life. Not fully in this place, not fully in another. You, I'm sure, recall how little patience I have for your ilk. You're fucking what? No, we're gonna unpack that in a second.
It's like what I do with my hands, only in a spear shape. It's a lot of twitching. It's a lot of muscle spasms.
You fall so low.
I think lowness is relative. If we're talking about who's higher here, well, I mean, I've certainly got higher ground.
Barnabas said you might want to just finish the face thing. He's uncomfortable.
Are you
because
good?
He's uncomfortable because there's still a human face on it.
Unfortunately, I can't actually control the rate at which it changes.
I didn't say we to do that. We just had to get rid of the face. That's an external thing that we can do. Yeah, just keep an eye out for its teeth.
I don't want to render it incapable of speech.
That's, I mean, I don't want to get bit while I'm taking its face off.
Try me.
But, I mean, it's immobile. Human back is in horse's saddlebag. Go fetch it. We'll just throw it over its head and it'll be fine.
Oh, the saddle. I got 10 foot of iron chain in mountains.
Well, just so you don't have to see.
So you don't have to see its ugly, horrible face.
Okay.
Ouch.
I will go.
I mean, that's not an insult for you. Really, I've been quite friendly. It's you who are putting up all the blocks in this conversation. I'm just trying to have a chat.
You do sort of have me hostage. Technically.
Hostage?
Yes.
There's no
See
ransom.
that little earring? If you want to just put it back on, and we can have a rational conversation, that'd be
Oh,
great.
if I put the earring back on, we're not going to have anything like a rational conversation. You're going to disembowel my two acquaintances here and undoubtedly, drag me back to wherever it is you came from for a very handsome reward.
Oh, yes. I'm very aware of you.
What was that thing that we fought yesterday? The thing that we killed?
The what the fuck is it?
Oh, we're very much aware of what you are
The fuck
Aren't you,
capable of.
aren't you lower on the
Office?
totem pole in that thing?
Doesn't mean I can't disembowel you. You take this one back. This one's not anything
It
really
means you can
much
try
weight.
and statistically you're more prone to fail compared to what we've already fought.
Well, here's the thing. If I finish this transformation, do you think I have much of a choice?
If you finish this transformation, it's because we decided to let you do it so we could have fun with you.
I do have one question.
Yes, human bag.
No, I
Oh.
was walking
Barnabas
away
has
to
gone
get the
back to
saddlebag.
horse to get
Wow.
No, that was just the DM.
Yeah, that's just me.
I'm walking back, and I'd like to do a religion check,
Mhm.
and maybe try and figure out what would happen if I introduced my reliquary to this thing. Not
Yeah, you
to,
can.
like,
You're
lay out
not
there.
exactly sure what would happen,
Okay,
but you can try.
I'll try after I bring the saddlebag back. But I continue. Sorry.
Yeah, it's also very eerie. The eyes, it's
Yeah.
very much bone, but they're still like human or humanoid
Yeah.
eye sockets that kind of, or eyeballs that kind of move around. It's ugly. It's ugly.
You've asked no questions that I'd like to answer, so.
Well,
if you
I'm
wanna
very
just-
sorry that this is inconvenient for you.
Thank you, but very much appreciated.
No, I
Yeah.
know that. Yeah.
This is one of those times when I wish I'd started working on other spells like 2 years ago. Because by now I'd be able to cast Speak with Dead, and that'd be weird on the girl with that thing inside it.
That would be potentially fascinating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Never tried that.
Can you cast Speak with Dead?
I can't cast speak with. At the moment, no. So. Listen.
I'm all ears.
I want this conversation to go the best for both of us.
True. What do you want?
I mean, I'd like to know which one of them you're working for, first of all.
What? Let's see. Fuck off. Used to be quite close.
Isn't there like a color thing going on with some of these guys? Would that show up here?
Hmm.
No,
Okay.
you're the expert.
No, sorry. I'm formulating a thought. How is she?
Which one?
You know. Don't
Do I?
Don't play stupid with me. Don't play stupid with me because my patience is very fucking thin right now, my friend.
No.
Shock it.
Oh.
Oh!
I do have a question. The crystal, is it like, let's say someone else with, don't worry about it. If another person with one came up, would he be able to continue transformation, or are those like locked to specific demons when they?
I think I'm gonna.
Specific devils.
Okay.
Oh.
So if we were to destroy that, he's stuck here.
No, if we were to destroy that, it would facilitate the sort of burst of energy from the destruction of the crystal as it crumbled.
Is there like a
Would-
distance that we can move while doing that?
Oh, no, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, he
I'm
has to be
talking
close to
about
the
now,
host, but eventually.
You do know that if you do destroy the crystal, the link between the body and the life force of the devil would kind of be severed.
Be severed, but at a distance, right? Because if we sever it right next to it, it's just going to come all the way through.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
But if you do it from a distance, it stops talking.
There absolutely is a safe way to do that, but
So
not
if we want
here.
to just like leave him, like, cause it is.
I'll leave him to die.
No, I mean he wouldn't. He'd just
I mean,
be
he wouldn't
sort of,
die,
He'd just
but-
be sort of here doing nothing until
You
someone else came
return to
along
have a
and.
failure. That wouldn't be very nice. They don't
Yeah,
really
I mean-
tolerate failures.
I figured that there was some like 3-strike you're out system. Is it that lenient?
It wasn't my choice to come here.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Oh, sure, and it wasn't your choice to fail. It doesn't mean that they're not going to make your life bloody miserable.
Not like it's already not bloody miserable.
correct me if I'm wrong. Out of character, meta.
You're wrong. No, I'm kidding. Go
A lot of
ahead.
these devils that we're talking to, they all started at lower levels at some point, right? Like an imp starts an imp when you first get there, sort of thing, and as you do
well,
deeds and you climb
you
the hierarchy, you
wouldn't
become a bigger
know.
devil. Okay, I wouldn't.
You
know.
wouldn't know. You would, but you wouldn't.
Got it.
It's
Okay.
not.
The same damned soul can be an imp at one point and eventually be a pit fiend.
Yes and no. Depends.
Yeah, I know.
There's a spectrum. going
Yeah,
on.
I understand. Yeah, it's case to case basis, but I'm just making sure that.
But it's possible.
But the point being that if one devil were to fuck up enough at a high enough station, he'd just be downgraded to a shittier devil.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially. Okay.
Does anyone have a shovel?
I don't believe I have a shovel.
Do I look like I go around burying things?
I should
I'm not my
have a shovel.
mother.
Well, I was thinking, we can't just leave it on the side of the road.
I was thinking okay, so this could be fun. There's a couple of ways we do this. Either we can bury it, and it's just gonna be a horrible time with the rot and the worms and the grubs and all that. My other thought is we string it up just high enough in the trees that Smalley could just can't easily get into it, but we'll have things like bears and wolves trying to sniff it out and get it. Raccoons, maybe, that'd be fun. Some squirrels living in its arms.
Yeah.
I don't know. My suggestion is bury it. The longer it's stuck here, the less it's doing.
Could we bury it with a raccoon?
I think that'd be hilarious, but the raccoon might suffer later, and I'm not okay with that.
No, yeah, that's all right.
Their hands may be horrible, but god damn, they're interesting and fun.
It is moving its head in a weird fashion. It's interesting. The neck did elongate a little bit, so it's a little bit like of an accordion kind of thing.
Oh, gross. I take my quarterstaff and I start trying to
Stop it!
the neck.
Hey!
Stop moving.
Stop it!
I'm just trying to like get in a position where I can then just put all my weight on the lower half of the staff to just snap its neck.
It'll die.
Yeah.
It's still attached.
You want to kill me or do you want answers?
Answers. So, not the boo box. Sorry.
Box.
So these are the sort of options that I think we can entertain.
Do tell.
Either we kill you, send you back to hell of failure. Oh, you looked me in the eyes, and even in my weakened, pitiful state, you could do naught to defeat me, and it's very sad.
Oh, woe is me.
I mean, you know.
I may not have been able to defeat you, but someone can. And they're after you.
I'm so scared.
Oh, they know where you are.
Oh, I'm just shaking.
You think this bitch I'm inhabiting didn't just come here on her own whim?
Absolutely not. No. She said herself she tailed me because she knew. But the only reason she would knew is if someone else implanted it in her head. I haven't been precisely subtle recently, but chase me, help me, do what you will.
We only hunt you because it's a game to us.
It's a game that you haven't managed to win yet, though, which is why it's so funny.
Look aside. Who's after you?
We'll get there.
Oh, we know you.
Yeah, who's after?
Wouldn't you like to know?
We can send you back to hell slowly, where you'll return a pathetic failure who couldn't even beat me like this. We could bury you here, leave you in this state of sort of half-life, and you'll be eaten alive by the worms and other vermin, and won't that be fun? Wild dogs would be fun. I could see how far away I could get your ribs from your spine before you
When you
die.
burn for almost eternity, you don't really seem to care about what happens.
With that sentence, you kind of get an idea where they're from. The River of Fire is a very interesting thing. Lair Blast comes to mind.
Oh, is it not failure? That adds up, actually. So, well, let's reframe it then. I mean, you realise they're going to take everything from you. How hard did you have to fight to get this power?
Not much.
How hard are you willing to fight to keep it?
You can climb back up.
Oh, but how long? How many millennia? And what happens when you return and this glorious coup's already taken place? All the baronies and duchies siphoned out to, you know, people who were imps. You were practically a god ruling over them, and now you're gonna have to work your way back up from underneath them.
Your mind games won't work on me. Try me.
Quick question.
A mind game.
One more question. I just realized something interesting. If that crystal is attached to that specific devil, when we kill that devil, is the crystal still attached to it, or is it reset? Or is it at a point that he's going to start reforming and coming back, And we can just use it to
You,
find him.
if you kill the devil, it just kind of gets sent back to its plane.
Okay, but is the crystal
But is the crystal still attached to that devil?
Whether or not it's going to be using it next time.
or does
You never
the,
really got that answer.
Is there still some
You-
sort of link?
who bloody knows?
Because at some point we could use it to find him after he's, gone back, reformed, tried again. And then we just hunt and try to kill him again.
I may have a
I would
equally
wager
as-
that would be a loophole that they would have foreseen. To be honest, I think it's very likely that this thing just
How often
turns
does
to
this
dust.
does this sort of thing happen?
Oh, increasingly frequently recently.
So, I'm gonna look at Glory and just and ask, killing it would just be doing it a service. What if, now just hypothetical, we cut off its limbs, heal it, and just leave it a nub?
Cauterized?
Yes.
Talk
And it
about
stays
a
with us.
removal of power.
Oh,
we could have a little bit. Oh
this
my
thing is
God.
marvelous.
It has. You're my favorite person. No, that would be
I want to
good.
do work right away. I'll start on this arm. You want to start the other one?
Absolutely.
Wait, hold on, we have to do this one at a time. I have to do the...
Yeah.
Fire only. Fire only.
No, we don't actually kill it.
Well, I mean for the cauterization.
Just send you back to hell. Are you sure you want to go back? I mean,
I think
we would
can
treat
help.
you very nicely.
And when you talk too much, we
comparatively.
can just put a thing in your mouth.
We could. Mouths,
But
but.
I, after learning silence, could take the time to make a...
One answer, you get one answer, you get one answer.
One answer.
Or we can just take you with us.
You get one answer.
Okay. Then ask a good question then.
And back to hell.
And then, I'm a lady of my word. Back to hell. It has to be valuable, but it also has to be something that you know. And also, darling, if you lie to me, I'll know. And I'm going to just sort of, I've been sort of playing with my amputation knife between my fingers. I'm gonna just try and do an intimidate, please.
Yeah, sure.
That's gonna be a 31.
Not that my word means much. But you have my word.
It means a lot to me. No, I'm glad we're on this even ground now.
We don't necessarily have to ask it now, do we?
You don't ask now, I don't answer. Dickweed.
Your lady.
Sometimes as a man.
Yeah, when the mood strikes her. When number 7 said about this whole thing, what cogs is she setting in motion and who is she setting them in motion with?
Afraid you're gonna have to be more specific.
You all are doing team-ups now, which I think is so cute. Who is she working with? Most primarily to manipulate the minds of these mortals, because it's all about the mind with her, and it always was.
We're still talking about my master.
Bloody well know what one's doing. I want yours specifically. I need to know it's not going to bite me in the ass.
Don't act like you wouldn't enjoy it. The better question is, who is she not teamed up with? She's got her hands in every cookie jar.
Well, then answer that question. Who is she not teamed up with? Who's she avoiding? Where are tensions most fraught?
She doesn't tend to like gluttony much. And sloth. She's working close with Loth.
Oh.
She's useful right now.
Hey. I'm thinking back to my sessions ago.
I think that counts as one question, don't you, gentlemen?
For you?
No. I said one question.
And then what?
Send me back to fucking hell.
And we never said when. And you didn't ask when. And I never agreed to it.
Just this once. I'm inclined to be a lady of my word.
You'd still be a lady if you were whenever you send it back. You never said when.
It's the spirit of the thing.
I'm still gonna start
And
working
it's
on
not
a
that I
science
like-
anything.
It's not that I like feeling superior, it's that on many levels I still am.
And I'm just gonna drive my knife down into its head.
Yeah, it flops as you do so.
Mm-hmm. Do the bones go away?
No.
I thought so.
No, they do not. They're still technically part of her body.
Yeah.
Because they had not fully kind of transformed. They're still kind of this partially her.
Yeah.
Partially her essence is still in there, and I'm just gonna.
What?
You said you know how to dress a carcass?
For animals?
We clean this, we could bloody sell it. And I know you're like
So as what?
Oh, there are demonologists, collectors, professors,
okay,
museums,
jeez.
anthropologists.
Listen, when I prepare creatures, they're to eat. So I
Oh,
just had a
jeez.
yes, no, you can see where I went there and was very concerned with for a moment. Yeah, not gonna do that. I've done
You
it in the
do.
past,
It is gotten a little bit later in the afternoon.
Yeah.
You
Is the
do-
crystal still intact, by the way? Or did it go?
It is not completely broken, but it is fainter of
yeah.
a swirl.
Okay.
I'm actually quite interested in the corpse.
Oh,
Is
look, it's
anyone
a
else
How much are you paying for it?
paying for it?
This
No,
is my corpse.
You don't want me to cut it open?
Our
I'm
corpse.
pretty sure it,
Our corpse. I did some of the work.
You did do some of the work. Can
Somebody
you
there?
crack it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that's fair. Can you crack it open without destroying resale value?
I can't guarantee that.
That's valid.
Mainly, I want to learn is where the organs go.
I'm gonna beckon Horse over.
Comes over.
I'm just gonna pat his little cheek and I'm gonna go, I'm sorry. And I'm just gonna huck the fucking corpse in the back of the car.
Literally, as you do so, the head of the horse drops.
I said I was sorry. Listen, it's on our luggage. And I'm gonna mount up. And it's in the back on the luggage portion, so there's still the 2 seats.
Alright, well, I suppose this still requires a conversation. What are we doing? It's clear we all now have some stake in this. They know our faces.
They've been known my face.
I think for now.
I think I was sort of clear as just some very, very minor nuisance, not really on any, higher ups radar until just the last couple of nights. So,
Sorry. At
it's
least
also my own fault. I would have gotten involved anyways at some point. I might have just died on my own.
so I'm not sorry. At least until we get to somewhere where we can sell that, we should probably stick together. We should also probably stick together so we're not eaten in the night by a pack of ravenous wolves.
I may be mother's friends, who knows?
That's right. You had a very strange childhood.
Yes, it's surprising me how no one asks about it, but I'm not going to push it.
No, listen, there is a time and space for that discussion. It's gonna be had. Listen, buddy, it's gonna be had.
With several drinks.
Where is the nearest tower? Mainland Osai?
It's mainland Osai. It's actually up a ways, by the deserts.
Okay, good enough. And the ones on Abath, I assume.
The main one's on Osai.
But the other one is on Abath.
The other one's on
There's
Abath,
two.
yes,
Yeah,
there's two.
okay. Cool. Good enough.
So, I recommend we find somewhere flat, a ways away from the wolves who may or may not be your mother's friends, and bed down for the night. Eat and bed down for the night. Is it weird that I got hungry after that?
Yes.
Okay.
I just talked about dissecting it and assumed that you were talking, to sell his meat.
No, I was not talking to sellers meat. I am. It was an expenditure of energy. You want to say. Also, I almost died.
Yeah, you're at like 3 hit points.
I super am. I'm not healed at all.
Didn't you heal with healing spirits?
Yeah, I did.
Oh wait, yes. I'm not as.
You're not bloody.
I'm not bloody.
You're hurt.
You're still hurt a
Yeah.
little bit, but you're definitely much better
But
than you
it's the psychological part of the almost dying.
Are you guys on
Thing.
on
That is
horse and,
just
and
really-
I
leaving?
think we're like
Yeah, we're on
nearby.
horse and
Right.
cart, yeah.
Yeah, this island is connected to the mainland, by the way.
Okay.
It has it's a stretch of island that's kind of there are times where it's underwater and times that they're not, that it's not.
There's a word for that. Do you know it?
Bridge.
Landbridge was the one that popped into my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a land bridge basically.
You're the water expert.
During this time of year, y'all would know that it is not underwater at this time.
Well, it'd be nice to hit mainland Osai, I suppose. More going on there than on the islands, I assume.
Best we put some distance between us and the islands, because
Yes.
that's town 2 for 2 so far. I know, with the black wines.
Yes, those are nasty.
No, that's the second one for me too. Only the first one wasn't real. Or
What?
might have been once. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that.
Right.
I don't know. Some little girl tried to.
Anyway.
If you want, I can. If you're that hungry, I've got rations. Or if we want a fresh meal, I can go hunting, I guess.
No rations will be fine.
Not the best
Under
one.
the ledge.
Huh?
Hmm?
You're whispering to yourself while I'm giving you options for dinner.
Sorry.
There was a lot of information that was like said that was a little bit questionable.
You
They,
said, I mean,
There was a
if
lot of. There was a.
if
There
you're
was
in
a.
the mood to go, fetch something, that's fine.
No, I think we should go back to what you were saying just
What?
now. Whispering to yourself there, and your secret little tones after talking to a devil that apparently you knew a lot about. And I wasn't immediately judging you on your appearance. I thought tiefling with 2 more arms, weird mutations happen in people every once in a while. The dual colored eyes. Sometimes your tongue you can't eat. What was it? Cilantro. It tastes like soap.
Are you calling me a weird mutant?
No.
Okay.
I'm saying that people are weird, and I just assumed you were tiefling and that you were really tall. But I'm thinking otherwise recently. If you can believe it.
what's going on in your head? You've been kind of quiet.
Should we put the monologue paddle up?
It doesn't say monologue on it.
We gotta do that.
We
I
do
know.
do that.
The only thing in my head as he's going through, I'm not really thinking that you're just a tiefling, as I realized earlier in the tavern that there was always a fiend near me within a mile. For the past several times I've used that ability, and I'm starting to put the dots together.
You solved my fiend puzzle.
I mean-
I'm joking.
Yeah, he solved it.
I just
So, what is he doing while they're having this weird,
Yeah.
like,
this weird,
bicker?
very avoidance, what should we do
Like
for
the
dinner?
me saying but not saying, hey, are you a fiend?
Yeah, they're having this weird little bicker.
It's not a
Converse-
bicker.
It's a non-conversation, is what it
It's
is.
a dance of
talking.
conversation, dancing
Yeah.
around some questions.
Happen to be pretty dexterous.
I'm gonna sit there and look at my papers.
Yeah. What was your rolls, by the way, for?
It was a 1 for first one. It was 13, then 15. A natural 1, the 13 would have been a modded 16, and 15 would have been a modded 18.
Yeah.
Straight
You
intelligence.
get half of them kind of decoded a little bit. and you're starting to see a pattern. With that natural one, it's going to take you a little bit longer, maybe like 2 more days, but you can definitely add. It's very much an alphabet of sorts, and it's not like a script of anything. It's just an alphabet out of order. Because it seems like it was copied down from different places, different symbols, and whatnot. The other papers do have the like scripts and stuff, but they're not decoded yet. It was just the decoding of the actual symbols themselves.
Is there any? I guess this is asking a little much for what you give me. Is there a simple word that I can make out? Just one word.
One word.
Odd or even?
Odd.
The word that keeps reoccurring, that is like a pattern that you can tell, is gates.
Recurring word. Okay.
That helps with a lot of the alphabet, actually. It has 2 vowels.
I'm just gonna say that word out loud as I'm writing through it, or I'm going to attempt to pronounce it, and just passively going to see if I get a reaction out of them during their conversation.
Yeah, so you guys have a conversation, it's happening, and then just a real butchered way to say gates, your ears just kind of twitch up. And he has some papers out and he's just reading, trying to read.
What are those?
It's from the priest's room. You're driving on this.
I've horse knows to stay on the road. I genuinely envision me sitting backwards on the horse talking to these guys.
So you have the reins. You turn your head, and you take the reins, and then kind of tie them on one of the
saddle horn.
the saddle
Horn.
shits.
Horn.
The horn, yeah.
Oh, you just said it.
Listen, I couldn't hear. You tie it on the saddle horn, and you just kind of stand up, do a 180,
Yes.
and sit down, cross your leg.
Very ladylike.
So, given my little ruse, so you know what this you know this language.
I mean, I know the real language, not whatever the fuck you just said.
It's a work in progress. I show Delory like a bell. This is the only way I can do this.
That's adorable.
You lost me. Is it a magic item?
No, literally their voices are bells. Anyway,
I'm gonna say in Celestial, yeah, it sounds something like this.
Yeah, I speak Celestial too, asshole.
You basically, I respond, and it's like just this squeaky ass voice of. Okay, we all know Celestial, but it's just like.
I'm very proud of you.
So I'm gonna actually pass you the papers.
Sure.
I assume you can read that much better than I can.
It is a hack job of a translation
this is
for
awful.
the alphabet. Some they did get some translations in like the T is wrong. They made it look like it's for the H. It's strange.
I mean, it's not neat. What is it?
It is not necessarily a prophecy, but it is something that does foretell the gates coming down.
Please honor.
Like
The gates.
like that, or
Like,
closing forever.
Like coming down as in things are going to merge. And it's going to be hell on earth.
Oh, cool. This is about the end of the world.
When is it ever
it
not
is-
about the end of the world?
Fucking drink to that. It is a written text, assuming it was like carved onto a wall on some followers of what seems to be of the hells. They have essentially it talks about how this group happened on a portal, and they were spoken to through the portal. It was a god of sorts. They decided to follow this god in the hopes of power and of a substantial standing with them when this does happen, because they were told it was going to happen soon. This looks very, very, very old.
Soon's a relative term when you're divine.
And basically, it's instructions on what to do, how to do it, where to put it. And you assume that they had collected these crystals and combined them themselves.
Essentially, it's an instruction manual for Armageddon. It's a big old sexy doomsday recipe book, essentially detailing how to lower the gates between our world and the seven circles of hell, merge them into one, and cause chaos and damnation on Earth for eternity. So that is really fun, light reading.
You're flipping through it, and something that you've never... What? Just double take.
Mm-hmm.
When light and dark come as one is repeated over and over and over and over again, and that's
Okay.
something that you don't really understand.
It's not the usual litany.
It's every other line is in a different language.
Right.
It goes from Hellion to Infernal to Celestial to this language you've never read before to Common to just a bunch of different languages over and over, and then it kind of stops.
I hate that.
It's strange. It's unsettling.
Since you guys are doing something clearly,
Yeah.
when I go back to working on my book, can you say that I'm getting close to finishing my new spells?
Yeah, you're getting really close. Now that you're actually sitting down and actually focusing on them
Yeah.
with no interruptions, the last line says, "Look for the one with silver hair."
Silver hair.
I don't suppose it mentions glasses.
Didn't you say blonde?
Glasses?
Glasses.
Did I hear? Was that out loud about the silver hair? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, out loud I said. yeah.
Silvered hair.
Yeah, look for the one with the silvered hair.
I've got a couple of grandparents. Got a couple of generations of grandparents.
Well, if this isn't all just occult drivel, some of it might be useful. I'd say hold on to that very closely.
I'm going to, I guess, when we get to our next camp spot, I don't know why I went to Irish Liberty. When we get to the next camp spot, would you walk me through some of these woods?
Teach him how to read, please, Father.
We'll see how badly my mood continues to sour as this ride progresses. So far, it's been all but bad news.
That's
Spells?
understandable.
Spells?
Stabbed, maimed, and insulted.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Have you ever, finished a thing you've been working on forever? Or pulled, some really good pastries out of the oven and you just know they're gonna be fantastic?
I don't bake.
You should sometime. Have you ever just, put a lot of work into something and it finally paid off?
Yes.
I do that all the time, and this is one of those moments.
I'm very proud of
Can
you.
we say, as I was writing the last of these spells, I prepared one of them? Because I've got an extra preparation slot.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay,
Glory just sort of flips back around in the fucking saddle, very grateful for the sudden change of topic from the fun little interrogation that was shaping up.
Well, it's a good thing I've got keen mind.
I just need to know where that says to go, and that might be a great place to start.
Well, it says look for the one with silver hair. I mean,
We've got silver hair.
if you want a more detailed I don't know, or more, I suppose, complete record of all this. I suppose the best place to go would be the ruins themselves. I don't think that's a good idea, but it's a thing you could do.
You do recall it is in the deserts.
These are rubbings and then transcriptions. I mean, it's not gonna be great, so it's, yeah.
Well,
Going to the mainland anyways.
as far as I know, it's my only need. That I still need to find a man with a different man with blonde hair.
Or it could still be me. Maybe you didn't think maybe you didn't. Maybe they were wrong and you wouldn't know it when you saw it. I don't know.
All I know is, to be honest, you have a stick so far up your ass that you possibly couldn't be the man who knows how to have a good time, was the other line to that.
I think I can have a good time. Stick up my ass? I just tortured a person. And offered to skin them. Come on. I'm obviously not so far up my own ass I'm not willing to.
No, that is
Get
how a lot of
dirty.
people have a good time.
Also, I enjoy eating baked goods, so good time all around right there. So, anyways, we were saying before the whole thing got off track, and I decided
What
to
were
do
we
my own
saying?
thing.
Dinner, right? Yes. No, you were
And
gonna
then,
hunt.
and then before that, you were whispering to yourself, and that reminded me that I was asking you, right, about your whole thing. You talked about the tiefling thing, and I was like, maybe, and then I was like, probably not.
What? I mean, what thing? What thing is that?
Are you? And I've been dancing around the question, so you should come out and say it. Be respectful about it. But are you now or at one time a fiend?
Sort of, kind of, on a technicality. Not originally.
Okay.
Can I do Arcana check? I know Kyle knows a certain thing. I want to see if Barnabas knows this. It's going to be
It is-
Arcana because it's going to be
is-
for a
yeah.
type of demon,
Sure, devil.
devil, and
Fiend.
yeah, no fiend. And
Just
I
fiend.
do get advantage on intelligence checks trying to remember details.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
You're good.
About fiends specifically. That's I don't remember shit.
Two
I
and
Oh.
don't remember shit.
Well, what's your proficiency bonus, just in case?
My proficiency bonus.
I mean, your proficiency, your arcana.
No, well, it was straight intelligence. Trying to remember
Was it?
information.
Oh, okay.
And that was.
That was-
at
it's
most
history
5.
check.
It's a history check.
If you're trying to remember information, yeah.
Okay. That's still a +3.
So a 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as they're continuing, I'm just gonna work on my papers.
Technicality.
Hmm?
A technicality.
What technicality? Well, I mean, you can imagine. I'm sure you noticed, perceptive as you are, that the gentleman in the back of our cart didn't like me very much.
I mean, my inclination was that, I feel like when everybody you know around you is bad isn't so bad anymore, so there has to be a new bad. I figured you were the new bad. But the new bad ends up being, I don't know, more neutral or good. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying, though?
That almost sounded like a
I-
compliment.
Think I get sort of the rough gist.
I mean, so they're all fiends, and they're all evil, yeah? And they're in the
I mean,
hells,
yeah, roughly.
Yes,
Gonna
all
be
sorts of
diminutive.
levels, of course, But when you're all bad, that's sort of just the normal. So to stand out, you put on this other thing that was going on. That's
Put
what I'm
on
getting at.
what other thing?
I don't know, anyone could
Did you
beat
turn
up
back
the fuck
around?
No, I have flipped back around on horse. Yes.
Okay.
It was a bad turn of phrase. My point being, you decided to be the new bad, which is, like, the new bad for them. I make perfect sense to
mean-
myself. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Nope, that's cocked.
That's cocked as fuck. Okay, that's not bad. I suppose. Okay.
put this in sort of as general terms as possible, denizens of hell hated me very much because I made their lives very, 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 very difficult. To the point of, at one point, making Lady Lucy of First Layer herself very, 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 very angry at me. So, to get back at me, she trapped me in this horrible, twisted, misshapen body. And did a bunch of stuff to me for a really long time, and I finally got away. It's fine. And you sort of, I mean, he hasn't put the cloak back on since getting back on the horse. It is not exactly difficult to notice that his tail is essentially a mass of scar tissue. There's like winding, almost burn scars that peek out through the edges of the cuffs. There's like scarring in almost a fish scale pattern that kind of goes down the biceps of all four arms to about the elbows. There's like a peak of scar tissue. Like, he's very fucked up, and he's obviously got the whole mirror face thing going on, which is strange.
I'm gonna put my sleeves up and I'm gonna start undoing the bandages as you just start seeing rows of bite marks up and down his arms as there are chunks missing.
Well,
Oh,
I
really
think
helps.
you're both handsome.
I mean, you're very sweet. Ooh.
Alright. I guess it's my turn.
I guess we're
So-
bonding over our traumas.
Bonding indeed. So, in short, I make Hellions' lives difficult for them, and they don't like me very much.
You're just undressing?
I have to. It's too
Okay.
much.
This is,
I wear a tight shirt.
Yeah.
and you're getting naked. Very good. Ooh.
So,
What am I looking at?
the tattoos that you saw a bit of on this arm
You can read them.
spiral into across my chest here. Just these arcane sigils that end in a singular symbol at the very center.
It is a branding of ownership.
Yeah, sold.
The symbol is of wrath.
I may have made a deal at one point in the heat of the moment without.
You said you weren't a footnote. You said you weren't but a minor footnote. Yeah, no, that is number 5. You're claimed. You're.
Oh, I know that much. I don't know.
So you.
Listen, there was a lot going on. Someone said, "Hey, you want something?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yes.
Was it the arch? Is it the archduke or the?
It is just the symbol of the layer.
symbol of the layer. Okay.
So you're not
down there.
someone,
Okay.
but you do
Who
know
tends to buy and trade in souls?
it is going to be definitely a layer up above that big burly guy that you've kind of fought. They're not as bulbous and shitty looking.
Yeah, but it's a soul breaker essentially.
Yeah.
So. Well, first of all, you have my condolences.
Great.
Yes, my traveling companion towards the oblivion of the end of the world is a heretic and a fiend.
Fiend is such an ugly term.
Doesn't
What would you prefer?
doesn't heredity have to involve you having been part of the church at one point?
I mean,
Because I never was.
I guess.
You gotta whisper into the mic at least, please.
I mean, hybrid. Technically, it's a hybridity.
We'll go with that.
Okay. So, what did you sell your soul for? you happy with it?
I haven't used it since. Listen, it's not something you just go around using.
No, I'm aware. But
No,
if
no, no,
you're
no,
cool-
no, no. You don't use this power lightly.
I mean, if it's worth a mortal soul.
No. I felt what it did to him. I don't want to use it on anybody else. I didn't realize what I asked for.
I believe you. I believe you don't have to. We're on the same page.
Do you
My
understand
guy.
how abjuration magic works? Like on like the fundamental like explanational level, or do you want me to go over that real quick? Because it'll help.
Yes, of course.
Do you?
Your words are fancy magic, man.
Well, okay, for you then. So, the purpose of abjuration magic is to disperse energies created. So, on the level of you've created this thing, so you use magic to summon an apple, and I say, I don't like your apple, I can disperse energies used, and it's gone. Kaput, the energies are elsewhere, flying around, and you can use them for something else if you like, but I might just take that apart too. I'm literally taking apart the very essence and souls and energy that is used to make people and keep them alive, living at this point. I'm not just burning them or zapping them or stabbing them to death. I am literally taking what makes you anything and saying it's everywhere now, in parts that you can't even see.
This is why I just stab people. Or whip them.
Very well. Sorry, I'm worked up over this.
You. So are you saying that blasting the demons the way you do isn't sending them back, it's sending them everywhere?
I haven't used it on. No, I haven't used this power since I got it. And I used it on someone that I don't think was a demon, but I'm not pretty sure. I don't know, he had wings.
I guess we'll have to explore that later, because if you could truly kill them down to their soul, you would be doing many a man a great service.
Well, once again, this magic isn't a destruction, it's just a dispersal. They probably still reform, to be honest. It might just take a little longer. You can't just destroy a thing and it becomes nothing. It's not how energy works. I don't have time to explain to you all that. That's a whole physics lesson. Either way, not fond of using it on the living. Maybe I'll try it on a devil at some point, but I don't like how it makes me feel. I don't lie. I'm gonna put my shirt back on. It's getting nippy right here.
Yeah, no, this could probably get infected.
What?
Leprosy, I've heard of it. Necrosis.
I don't know. Have you ever heard of an elf getting diseased?
No, he's talking about his own gaping wounds all over his arms.
Oh,
Yeah.
you wrap up. I'm just cold. And I got this ring at the same this is about around the same time. It belonged to the guy who used the power. It's gone. Hold on. Off the
Lose your
card.
magic! No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
You take it off?
I mean, yeah. For a moment. I mean, I play with it.
You looking at it?
No.
No, history check. And a religion one.
You never know. Either straight? Both straight?
Both straight.
I'm still on 2.
Okay. So, I mean, the religion one is going to be a 14. The history one is going to be a 22.
A thought creeps into your head as you look at that ring.
She hot.
Oh, that bloody bastard.
Oh, that asshole! Oh my fucking.
What?
No, it's. I can't actually
actually reach you because I'm on the back of a horse, but I would be patting you on the back if I could reach you right now.
Don't let that weigh your soul down at all. It's fine. Really, it's
What are you
fine.
going on about?
You keep that ring, it's nice. You wear it well.
I'm so confused right now. Who did you know him? You say that asshole. I
You
can
can say
assume.
that, yeah. Yeah, no, I knew him.
Okay.
He's. I mean,
Do you still have?
it's just, in my personal effects.
This is good to know. Yeah.
The rest of him. I think I just took it off his finger. No. I mean, he's still alive. He got away.
You said you dispersed him.
No, I attempted to spur. Listen, it was a long battle. I almost died. I threw everything I had at him, and it definitely took him by surprise when I tried to literally tear his soul into pieces. But he still managed to limp away from that whole thing because I had nothing left at the end. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not like an archmagus or anything. I did cut off a finger.
Who? Do you have it? No, we'll also go back around to that. Who picked a fight with who?
He picked a fight with my. Well, I suppose he. I have no idea how that whole thing went down. Okay, so long story short, there was a possession that we were trying to solve, me and a friend of mine, and he stabbed the possessed and my friend. The possessed got away, my friend died, and then I may have gotten a little angry about that. And I still am.
Understandably so.
But, either way, and then I made a deal without quite knowing what it was until after the red mist had sort of faded from my vision. Sorry, after I tried to get my friend to come back, I might have punched a cleric or two because they couldn't do it. And then I passed out from my wounds, and then I woke up and realized what I'd done. There you go. That's the whole story.
Well, the world will not weep for his absence. If you get a chance to finish the fucking job, do it. What about, okay, so clearly this is a very small world. Have you killed anyone I know recently?
Him?
Yeah.
Probably not. Though there was this one large, lanky fellow who was quite disgusting. Very bulbous.
Bulbous in what way?
How many ways are there to be bulbous?
Oh, well, there are a couple.
They-
Would
they-
you
this is a
describe them as pockets?
A little bit, or more like boils. I can't. Was it greed?
He gave you his name.
Yes. Though, considering I'd quite forget that whole experience, I don't think it was greed or sloth. I can't quite remember.
I did also run into someone recently. Interesting. Again, took the form of a halfling girl, made a whole town around me, tried to bring me in with sweets and women and a man. He sort of just built this whole place around me, and I was like having none of it.
Oh my god.
No, yeah, a bunch of those earrings were around with severed ears, those same black plants.
Jason, who played Therabolt, who did that, is so
did
sorry.
I'm so sorry. That was us. I'm so sorry.
Not you.
Well,
You didn't have any hand in
I
that.
didn't have
That was
any
me
hand
and
in that.
Bethany. Sorry.
I looked the other way.
Oh God.
Well, they mutilated a whole town full of people.
So, yes, that was rather disturbing. I don't quite remember what happened after that.
What ate your arms?
Oh, that was a very long time ago. That was a wonderful... A demon, if I
Devil.
recall... A devil, I recall correctly, as a Mesohoria, if I said that right. Long story short, it takes about 5 ghouls and makes them feel like hundreds, because it just keeps resurrecting them in their undead state. Now just imagine you're trapped at the bottom of a crypt with one choke point, about 6 other people, repeatedly getting chunks ripped out of your arms.
Yeah, no, that'll suck. Whatever the fuck you are, you're loving this, I can tell.
they really play that much of a part in it? Or just they just like really like throwing shit in the fire, huh?
Which there's so many.
Yeah, but you're
bloody
talking
things.
about
And-
one in particular, right? And apparently we just met Mother Earth, and that was a whole thing. And apparently we didn't help? I don't know.
Yeah, when he mentions Mother Earth,
Yeah.
that uneasy feeling resurfaces.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I was sort of talking about big sun guy because the odds.
Oh, the big
of-
L. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bomb.
Not a heretic.
Yeah.
I was never involved. Let's make that clear.
So, you know, the big L man in the sky. Because what are the bloody
You
odds?
guys do this, right? I feel like you should do this.
No, we don't quite do that. Lots of singing though.
Of me trying to live my best life. Live my best life on my fitness
You
career.
live your most true, best life.
Live. I've got to live my truth. No, I've got to be my most authentic self.
That's what I was trying to
Anyways,
say. Yeah.
Moving on.
I'm trying to, you know, just sort of exist in my very recent and frankly tenuous freedom. And the first two people I happen to make extended conversation with are beholden to number 5 and have met and had the name of number 2.
How does that... I'll do that later.
Bloody. I mean, the Archduke doesn't just fucking show up for anybody.
No, I have no idea why I was picked.
Yeah, no, and that's, you know.
Oh, how I'm still alive is still a mystery. I keep going. How I'm alive is still a mystery to me, and this would be time number 2. Suddenly blackout, free, scotch-free. Days later.
Deception check.
So, someone up there,
Or down there.
or down, someone somewhere is
Okay.
playing games with
17?
us.
What's your guys' passive insights?
15. 15.
You believe him. He's full of shit.
Hi, we're gonna circle. There's a lot of circling back around. Someone somewhere.
The horse.
Hi, horse.
It's you!
It was you all along. My oldest and dearest companion.
I'm just establishing you're still
We're
on
still
a
on a
horse.
Yeah, no, we're tracking along. Someone somewhere is toying with us. And I mean, you know, for the moment it's looking like our goals align. You all want to fight devils. I also very much want to fight devils, despite currently looking like one. But at the end of the day, we were brought together by design. Which is the other bloody thing? That power that the Earth Goddess gave to me to destroy the crystal, scatter it across the world, whatever, wasn't divine. I don't know what it was. It was strong. It was stronger than anything I've ever felt, and that's bloody saying something. But it was not divinity. We are being manipulated like pawns, chessboard. And the thing about the pawns is that you sacrifice them first. And that doesn't sit well with me.
That's too easy. You gotta sacrifice something like the rook or the bishop first, make it more tantalizing.
I mean, if you want to take that up with the person playing the bloody game, go for it.
I mean, someone else will go first.
At the moment, I'm looking to take myself off the board. And I think we might have a better chance of getting all 3 of us off the board entirely if we work together.
We should visit my sister.
Is she a caribou?
No. No, she's a divination wizard.
That does make... You can't blame me for asking. I asked in mostly good faith, neutral faith.
I don't know where she is, first off, and I can't get in contact with her, and usually I don't like getting in contact with my siblings. She's alright, the rest of them not so much.
You do know that if you get in contact with your mother, you're most likely able to get in contact with your other siblings. She keeps tabs on y'all.
Great, but you know, she's everywhere. She could be anywhere. So, I mean, there's also one place that we could go that I can get in contact with everybody at any time I kind of wanted. The tower.
You don't know of this tower. You do.
The Tower of Mages. A corner for all arcane, casters. It's their own.
There's apparently one on the mainland of
Osai, yeah. Osai.
When did they put that up?
Well, you know how there's Osai, there's edicts, and there's Abith, and they're all their own governments.
Yeah.
Think of one more that sort of operates inside at least Osai and Abith, but in their own transdimensional space inside two towers that are connected. And I'm talking like a space so big that we've got a few thousand people living in it. In luxury, by the way. This isn't a small,
And maybe you can sell your corpse.
How long has...
No, I don't think I want to. Listen, that paints me in a bad light, and I've got, How long has it been there? How long has it been there? Tower of Mages?
It's been there for a few thousand.
A few thousand years. I could probably trace back. We could ask the.
It's survived the fall of one empire and a rise of another one in Osai, and the formation of the small clans in Abith. Basically, Abith originally was just a fend for yourself, very much like a dog-eat-dog, very, very much like there is no political system, and now there's kind of a political system in place.
Yeah. So there's my oldest relatives, oldest living relatives. They're in like their 600-700s. I probably got 4, maybe 5 generations before that probably worked in there at some point or another. Or but yeah, most of my the generation above myself has some sort of connections in there, or is working their way up in there, or works in there, and on some level or another.
So, no, sorry. It's been genuinely thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
And you haven't figured out a bloody water filtration system?
Well,
Recirculated heating?
Listen, okay. First off, you're forgetting it's a magic tower. We don't need that shit.
No, just the expect. Like, I was willing to forgive it. I was willing to bloody
It's its
for
own
months.
It's its own internalized. Like, you know how people are born on an island and they live on an island and they die on an island. Same thing with that tower. People don't leave there. It doesn't. I mean, not very often. Every once in a while, but people don't take that
And
stuff
there is
out.
a form of running water and stuff like that, but it's all magic based, and there is an internal plumbing system. It's a lot more clean and updated than the actual
Listen,
rest of
I'm
the
on the same page as you
No.
with the sturdiness, but
I'm not criticizing the presence of the tower. I'm saying,
why hasn't that technology spread everywhere? Yeah,
knowledge is power.
technology.
Because knowledge is power. That's why it
Oh
hasn't
yeah,
spread.
the government. Yeah, that's a governing body for you.
I'm saying, okay, so to give you an idea of my life, I went away from the bright, shiny world with the sun in the sky when your funny little tower wasn't even a twinkle, inkling, whatever. And I'm back.
And better.
And you don't even have, like, vinyl.
What? I think we have some stuff made of vinyl. They're comfy, right? I don't wear it very often.
No,
Is that a type of demon?
it's not a demon.
I would we have? Okay, based on the context, why would we have?
Just to let you all know, and this is something that popped in my head that I just never disclosed, the material plane that you guys are on right now does not really know about the abyss. It's like not even a thing. So
Yeah.
demon and devil
Demon and
is
devil are interchangeable.
interchangeable here.
Alright.
So like demon devil, it's okay to be saying that, but they keep saying just devil.
Yeah.
So I keep correcting you because it would be in your head like, okay, they keep calling them devil. So
But you would have grown up using them.
yeah, interchangeably.
I somehow feel very old and yet hipper than both of you.
Black always looked good.
I like my blues.
Wait until you hear Cab Calloway, my guy.
It matches my eyes.
But that
That joke will be funny in about 4,000 more years.
Jason got it.
has to be number 6.
Cab Calloway. Funky.
A horse, I
Well.
imagine, is getting pretty tired by this point.
Yeah, it's starting to get dark.
And we're
And you are
getting to-
cresting on the edge where the you've been it's not a big island, but the stretch of land that goes to the mainland, that's a very long stretch, and it's almost bare.
Yeah.
It's like basically like a pile of mud and sand. It's dried right now.
Yeah. It's stable for crossing.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we make camp for the night and then come morning onward.
Sure. Yeah. Well, good.
I'm falling asleep in my chair.
Yes, then I think this is rather for the best.
All right, so you guys set up camp and put up tents, and horse kind of lays on its feet and leans against a tree
Yeah.
and just conks out.
I'm sure he
And
misses
you guys,
laying down.
you get food for people. You
Yeah, they do some
stuff.
basic hunting.
You
around
guys-
apparatus.
make a nice campsite, and you await the morning to make it your way across the land bridge. And that's where we're gonna end it tonight. So I've been Ellie, I am your DM. These are my lovely players.
I'm Ollie. I've been Glory.
I'm Jason. I've been Galvin.
I'm Kyle, the ever-tired Barnabas.
And this has been Tales from Beyond the Veil. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next episode. I promise we will change. Bye.
Bye.